What's up? What's up? How you doing from wherever you are catching me from? I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It doesn't matter where you are watching in from. As long as you're watching in, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, we repeat good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. It doesn't matter where you are catching me from. And of course, just like how we do it every day, I told you yesterday that, of course, at around the same time, I will be here. Today has been a tiresome day. I've been working since morning doing house chores. Yeah, I've been doing house chores. Of course, I started off, I think it started all yesterday. I started washing some clothes yesterday. Last time when I did the washing, of course, the clothes were too many, so it took me 2 days to finish. Yeah. So this time around, if I notice that there are some clothes, I just go ahead to wash them. So I washed yesterday. Today again I washed. I had to clean the house. The house was so dirty. So I had to clean up. So today I cleaned up. I washed the dishes. I washed some clothes. I did a lot of stuff today. But of course, today's topic, we are going to be talking about some of us, yeah, some of us, some of me are not meant to date. And of course, you can always see the signs and symptoms, yeah. If you're there and you might not know, but you find yourself like you cannot easily get into a relationship, people like me. Of course, it doesn't mean that you don't meet people that you like, yeah. You meet people that you like and you like them so much, but for some reasons, you see them. Maybe you even tell them some, but immediately you tell them some. Then the next day, you feel like you're not again in the mood. Yeah, you're not in the mood. You vibe someone today, you've met them, and of course they look cute, they look nice, and you feel like you want to tell them something beautiful. Girls want to be told some stuff which are beautiful. I just met a girl, I think a couple of days, and then she told me she doesn't like males who come and they start sweet. It's called sweet talking, yeah. She was like, she doesn't like it. But some of the people, by the way, are not meant to date. Truthfully saying, I've made some reservations, and I just came to that conclusion. People like me are so observant, yeah. We are so observant at every detail, yeah. You meet someone, maybe you like them, and you feel like, okay, now let me tell you a story. Let me start by telling you this. Of course, this is the topic. I always bring a topic which I call the thumbnail. This is it. And of course, it is saying some of us are not meant to date. Basically, we are not meant to be in love relationships. Yeah. If we can put it like that, we are not meant to be in love relationships. Because look at it this way, yeah. Now me, I'm 38. I keep reminding you people of my age. I'm 38 years old. The time I think I've dated, like dating, and and you're sure that you're dating. I think it was only once. The other times, I'm in a relationship and I'm not sure whether I'm in a relationship or something. Because as me, as an individual, I don't feel like I'm in a relationship. But maybe the person I'm with, for them, they think that we are in a relationship. But me, I feel I'm just with my friend. You get the point. Me, I feel I'm with a friend. But of course, friends with benefit. But again, the other person is with me thinking that we are in a relationship. So now, when I grew up, I started being intentional. I told you I'm going to be telling you that word a couple of times. Yeah, I'm going to be using it more times, being intentional. So now, one thing I've noticed, some of the people like me, maybe I'm not so sure, because when time goes, I have a sister, she told me that when I was growing up, I used to tell her some stuff, but when I grew up, I changed some of those things. Like I had a sister, when I told her I cannot rent for a girl a house or hostels or even pay their school fees, or you can call it tuition. When I told her that, she was like, yeah, I know you cannot pay tuition for a girl, for your girlfriend, or even pay for their apartment, or even buy them a car. You can't. And I'm like, yeah, I can't. That is being so extravagant. How can you? You're not even yet married. But again, you're paying for this apartment for this girl whom you don't even stay with. She was like, yeah, I know you can't. And I was like, why? And then she told me, because you're broke. Because you're broke, then there are certain things, of course, you cannot do because you're broke. And after thinking about it carefully, I thought about it carefully and I noticed whatever she was saying, she was right. Why? Because it was the fact. But now I imagine if I was working in parliament, or maybe I have a nice, beautiful job. That would be just pennies, yeah. So now that we are having this topic that some of us are meant not to date, maybe still what she told me can apply. But me, I am so observant. I watch, have you seen those girls who say that I want to think about it and then they have to take a whole year thinking about it? If you're a guy and you're there, by the way, and you have a girl and she's thinking about it and she's going to think about it like in 6 months, she's still thinking about it, then just excuse yourself. Excuse yourself. Because it's like going to a supermarket and then they tell her there are all these bags and dresses and then these shoes. If you told her to go pick what she wants, within minutes she would have picked all the bags she feels like she wants, and then the dresses and then the shoes and then the makeup kits, because they know what they want. So now if a girl comes and then she's like, let me think about it, whenever they are thinking about it, it becomes a little bit more expensive, because now how many times are you going to go for dates until when she's saying yes or no? You get the point, yeah? So if you ever get such kind of person, because it means they don't know what they want. It is very bad to be with someone who doesn't know what they want. You're supposed to know what you want. In 1,000 girls, if it's a guy and then they brought 1,000 girls and then they told that pick up one girl you feel like you want, they'll just look and they'll be like, I want that one. Of course, we have to give it time whereby you're supposed to learn this person's character, the way they behave, because character is very important. I've seen very beautiful, nice girls, but when it comes to behavior, they have bad manners. I always say bad manners, but some characters, because me, I'm imagining, yeah, each time, I've been in the two, yeah, I've been in a relationship where a girl came and stayed with me like for like 2 years, yes, man, I was having kids. And I've been in one where we had a mother and a father, yeah, with a kid, and I've been alone while I've been in all of that. So now, having tasted being in a relationship, then being with the mom, dad, and then the kid, then me being alone, let me tell you something. Being alone is way more cooler, way more nicer, way more better. So now, after thinking about it, okay, now, I told you, I think for the people who have been following, that I have a sister whom I told that I don't feel like dating because I have a lot of things I have to first do. Then I go into dating and then we split because of that. She was like, you can balance the two. You can never balance the two, I'm telling you. You have to choose one. Either you go for your goals or you go in for a dating. So, bright people who use their heads and their brains, there is no way you can balance those two. I'm telling you the truth. You have to abandon one of them. So now, why did I come up with this, that some of us are not meant to die? You can look and you can see someone you really like, yeah? Because I'm of age, by the way. I'm of age. I'm 38. I keep reminding you guys so that you don't think that I'm a kid. I'm a mature guy. So, this is the thing. You can meet up someone and you feel like you like them. Maybe even get their numbers. But after getting their numbers, then you start thinking about it. And then they're like, okay, now I've gotten, okay, I have the number. Now I'm going to call her. Now, what will we talk about? First of all, I don't want to talk on phone for this very long period of time. Yeah. I can get someone's phone number today. And we talk maybe after 3 days. After getting the number, I talk to that someone after 3 days. And then after talking to them, then they are acting a little bit, what should I say, childish. But when they are mature people, and then, they are trying to put up all these hurdles, girls, you have to fight for her. I don't fight for a woman for starters. I cannot fight for a woman. Why would I fight for a woman? Why would I beg for love? If you're a man and you're still begging for love, I think that's a bad thing to do. You're not supposed to beg for love. No. People are supposed to know what they want. I had friends of mine tell me that a girl's no is a yes and then their yes is a no. I was like, they are human beings. They have brains. They have legs. They are human beings, so they ought to know what they want. So you cannot tell me that a girl is saying she doesn't like you and you still stay because you want to convince her, then you start bringing in gifts. Eventually they will like you, by the way. If you can think about it carefully, eventually they will like you. Do you know why? When a guy is persistent, yeah, he sticks on this girl, and then the first time they met, let me say, and then the guy maybe wanted to ask out this girl, and then this girl said, "No, I don't feel like I want to," because they've seen maybe their physical appearance, maybe the way they communicate, or maybe something, and then the first impression they've gotten, they're like, "No, no, 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 we cannot date." And then this guy sticks, yeah, he persists. Of course, when people do beautiful, nice things for you, eventually you say yes. There is one day I was talking to one of my sisters, and I told her, let me tell you, okay, let's first go back to persistence. When someone, first impression, and then they're like, "No, I don't feel like I like you," yeah? And then you persist. Of course, you're going to do a lot of things to impress, yeah? You're going to do a lot of things to impress. Let me say, they are at the university. For some reasons, I hate girls at the university. If you're a guy and you're out there and you want to work out with your life, never date a girl at the university. Never, ever, ever date a girl at the university unless you have a stable job. If you have a stable job, that is good. What is so dangerous by that? Let me tell you something. This is a little bit personal. Yeah, I've never shared it on social media. My first time to have the intercourse. Yeah, intercourse. Yeah, the first time to do those things, those things. Yeah. I was in my senior six. Yeah, I was in my senior six, college secondary six. I don't know why this thing is doing like that. Okay, let me see. Why is it doing like that? Oh, I have the other lights. Both. Yeah, yeah, check it out. Okay, guys, I'm going to okay, let me just tell you. Now, this is my first time to have sex. Yeah. Let me first switch off this light. Forgive me 1 second. Yeah. Nice, nice. Okay, niceness. We are back. There are those lines moving. My first time to have intercourse. Yeah, let me tell you about that first time. Of course, we went to school with different kids, and I have friends of mine who did those things when they were in their primary one. Can you imagine? From kindergarten to primary, who did those things when they were in primary one? My first time to have sexual intercourse, I think I was in senior six. I remember very well because by then I think I was going at Kajense Progressive. Yeah. So now, by that time, they had gotten these things. MTN had a promotion which was called 99. Yeah, 99%. So you could make a call if you're having 100. Yeah, 100 shillings on your phone, and then you put in some codes, and then they give you the 99%. So I called a number that I thought I was calling someone that I knew, and then I called the wrong number. So when I called this wrong number, because it was on 99%, so airtime was basically, it was almost a free call. So I talked to this person, yeah, for like 5 hours. By then I was still a kid, yeah, I was still a 6 kid. For like 5 hours. And then later I asked her, something wasn't adding up. So when I asked, that's when I noticed I was talking to a wrong person. And I had talked to a wrong person for 5 hours. Can you imagine? So now, of course, eventually I had to save the number. Eventually we met. This guy was at the university, second year, doing law. Can you imagine? But it was terrible, by the way. I'm telling you, it was very, very, very terrible. Because now, I think I was working, I have one of my sisters, she was building. So most of the time I could go there, help out, at building, supervise and all that. See, like, guys don't steal things. In Africa, when someone is building, people steal the materials. So I could go there so that they don't steal the materials. So once in a while, they could give me like a 20, a 30. So now I call this girl at the university. Remember, I'm in my secondary. I call this girl at the university second year doing law. Now we met up at ShopRite. For the people who remember ShopRite, yeah? So I went there. She was there. I was putting on a yellow coat. We met, of course. Eventually, she came home. That happened. My first time, I was really ridiculous. I got Vaseline. Vaseline. I made sure the day she was coming, I got, lotion. And had to smear the whole of me, get some perfumes. My sister's perfume, spray everywhere. So the lotion, I basically smeared myself everywhere on my body. So now because I fear HIV, we had to use a condom. So I bought condoms. Yeah. And the problem is, okay, we used condoms, but the condoms broke. Yeah. They broke. And I knew later why they broke, because I had smeared lotion all over my body, plus down there. So now the condoms broke. So when they broke, of course, I was scared. And what really scared me was, of course, HIV scared me. Then, of course, having a kid, and I'm still in secondary school, that was really going to be bad. So, because I was a bright kid, that is my first time, by the way, senior six. Yeah, at least I went good time. I have friends, I told you, who are in, even some of them. There's one guy told me was in kindergarten, and stuff happened with their housemate. You can imagine. Yeah, I have him. I have him. He's my friend, even up to now. So, of course, we had to go to the hospital after we did the testing. Of course, they came out, I was negative. Then I told her about the pregnancy. She was like, I will take those tabs. But my first time was very terrible. Very, 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 very terrible. Very, very terrible. But after that, so if we can move very fast, I told you why. The topic, by the way, I don't want us to leave our topic. Those are coming in as a by the way. But that's the topic. The topic is some of us are not met to date. Just like there are people who are not meant to get married. Did you know that? There are people who are not meant to get married. I have still again a friend. He told me he cannot stay with the same person for like a year, because the more he stays with these people, it reaches a time when they look like, he feels like they're so familiar. They are occupying his space. And of course, he dated a couple of good, nice people that are later who also became my friends. And they ended up splitting. Even the fact that the people were nice, but for him, it feels like he cannot be with the same person for that long. It reaches a time when that person is nagging. So there are people who God created even, and they're not supposed to get married. Truthfully speaking, either they love their space, because now, since I told you that I've been in 3 years, I've been in a relationship whereby I was staying with someone that I like so much. Then I've been in a relationship with Tyler's mom, and we stayed together for some years. Then, of course, it's been there's this time that I'm alone, and of all the times, I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, being alone has been the best thing. And even when sometimes I try and I'm like, maybe let me try out my chances, maybe because, everyone is supposed, love is a beautiful thing for starters. And I always tell people, love is a beautiful, nice thing. I'm telling you, that feel you get, someone checks on you and then they want to see how you're doing. It is really nice. It is really beautiful. But it is nice. And everyone should at any one point, fall in love. Not this young love when you're still studying. I mean that love when you're done with school and you're mature enough. It is a beautiful, nice thing. Until when everything messes up. And when it messes up, now like me, like I don't know if I told you before that there are some girls who think what they can offer is basically sex, and for them, they feel I had one of those ones I told you, because I've told you I've been in two. Yeah. I've been where it's just a relationship and stay with someone. Then I've been in another one with Tyler's mom. But one thing I noticed is if someone comes in your life, and for most of when it comes to the girls, if you're a girl and the best thing you can offer to your boyfriend is sex. Oh my goodness. That thing really nags me out. I really feel very bad. More so when someone feels that maybe they're beautiful and then maybe sex is the best thing they can offer. Basically, themselves is what they offer to you. That really, really turns me off. Someone once told me that the best thing they can offer is sex. I was like, you know what? As Anderson, I feel if that's the best thing you can offer, I can stay away with it for a month, even for 2, even for 3. I've stayed celibate for 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. And I don't have any problem with it. When I tell my friends I've spent 3 years, man, as having sex, then they're like, no, it's impossible. I'm like, I did it so much that right now, I feel like it's not the best thing that someone can offer. So one of those relationships that I told you, one of the girls told me that the best thing she can offer is her beauty and then her sex. And then I was like, no. Then I had to spend like 6 months no touching her. Yeah. That's why I told you it's very bad to have sex before you get married. Because now when it's not something new to you, then you will not give it value. Like people like me, I don't give it value, because if the only thing you're going to offer, then I don't need dirt. I just need support, respect, just like how guys they want the respect. I want to be a leader, you know. If someone comes in my life, but of course they're acting like they know better than me, and yet I'm older than them, then something is not adding up. So now, adding all these factors, that's why I noticed that some of us are not meant to date. And the other thing, that lovey thing, I don't know. When I was young, do you know, have you noticed that when we are young, when we love people, we basically truthfully love them. But now when you grow up, it is like a business transaction. Like, okay, if I'm going to be with her, what am I benefiting? Because it has to be a win-win, yeah? So if it has to be a win-win, I want to see, like, what am I benefiting being in this relationship? The mere matter of fact, of course, the other person, I know what I'm going to be offering. Of course, I'm going to offer things like emotional support. Okay, I'll help her with whatever she wants, maybe to do with her life. Yeah, I would help her. I would help her with stuff that I know that I will offer. And then for her, what is it there to offer? That's why I'm telling you, some of us are not meant to date, even getting married. And then because one of the other one I told you in one of the relationship, I told you I spent like 6 months, my aunt's touching her, and we were staying in the same bed, by the way. But I spent all that time. Why? Because I wanted to put it in her head that if that's what you can offer, I can say my aunt's there. Why? Because I did it for a very long period of time. So now I don't take it to be so valuable. There are men who get married because they feel like they want to have sexual intercourse with these women for, every day. And because that's the reason why they've gotten married, they get into marriage and then they do it. And then until when this other person now looks normal to them, just like the next person. And now the feelings all disappear, because initially that's what basically they wanted in this marriage or relationship or whatever you can call it. And if I was a girl, by the way, in this 21st century, in this .com world, in this AI generation, as I call it, if I was a girl and a guy comes to me and maybe they are vibing, yeah, I'll tell him, okay, you love me, you like me. Yeah, you see, I try not to waste the guy's time, by the way. This is what I will do. I will take that person for testings. We test, of course, no STDs, no diseases. They are cool, I'm cool, and maybe I like them. So I would offer, me, if I was a girl, I would offer myself to this man. Before even him spending so much, I'm like, you come. If I feel you want sex, okay, you come. Then we'll have the intercourse, and then after I'll ask him, now, do you still like me? Or because now that's when things change. So you see, you don't have to waste someone's time. And then because the girls are also used that, these guys come to us because they want to use us. Sometimes I tell them, no. If by the way, people now like me, truthfully speaking, not in a bad way. Now, me, I don't know how to vibe these girls for start. I don't know how I'll be there and then start sweet talking you, sweet nothing, and then no. I come straight on point. And because maybe I'm so direct, maybe that's why I'm unlucky. But still, again, even if it's someone cool, after I think about it carefully, and I'm like, okay, now, yeah, I'm going to get a. But now, what is so special? Yeah, what is so special? So when I notice that there is nothing special they are going to offer, for some reasons, I live. Then one day I was on social media and some guy was talking, and he said some of the people, most of the people who didn't grow up with their parents, yeah, that sometimes he say the same thing that I really experienced. Like sometimes they can meet people, like them, but after some time they pull out. I do that. I've done that a million times. And the guy was trying to explain it and was explaining it he was saying if you didn't grow up with parents or he was explaining something. And I was like, maybe some people could be having a problem. Maybe. Do I have a problem? Because it doesn't. Now, things like beauty don't move me, for starters. Beauty, but a girl's brain would move me. Yeah. If a girl is so bright, oh my goodness. So bright here, oh my goodness, even if they are jobless, yeah, if a girl reasons me out, I feel good. I'm like, yeah, now she got some brains. But again, they have to act feminine. Yeah. So I don't know. So I just feel like some people are not really meant, because now I love my space since I've been in two, and the space has really been nice. I've loved my space a lot, and the things that women could offer, I feel like maybe I can offer them myself. Yeah. So at the end of the day, there are people, even there are those who are not meant to get married, and even God created you, you're not supposed to get married. Maybe you nag. People. There are people who nag. Yeah, and I don't know. There are those things moving like this. I don't know why. Hmm? Let me first reduce some lights. Let's see. Let's see how that is. Okay, I think they've gone. So at the end of the day, there are people who nag and they love their space. And they just like their space. They like their space. So at the end of the day, that the married thing is not really meant for them. There are people like that. So me, I've started thinking maybe I'm not meant to be in a relationship, because the more you talk to someone, then you get to understand their intellect. And when someone is really so okay, when their upstairs is really low, it really turns off like so much. And you tell them do this, they are doing that. They cannot see. There are things girls do. Even guys, by the way, do. If it's a bright girl and landed on a dense guy, you feel like this person is so dense. You feel like you cannot. They feel like disgusting. Yeah. So people like me who goes into details with everything. Yeah. That is our topic there. Some of us are not meant to date. Seriously, when I'm having my space, I feel nice. Hmm? Now you imagine, what time is it? What time is it? What time is it? It is 11:24. It's 11:24. I am here. I am talking to you guys. No one is telling me nothing. No one is telling me, Anderson, you're making noise. No one is telling me nothing. And I'm putting on my boxers. By the way, I'm in my boxers. Yeah. I just put up here like this, and then you look serious, but I'm in my boxers, and no one cares. Then I would go out, give my dogs food, and I'm just in boxers, just like that. No one cares. Now you get this other person in your life, and then they start commanding you around. I don't like that. So first of all, I don't know how to vibe. I don't know how to sweet talk girls. Yeah, I come and I tell them straight to the point. What, Gwen? How you doing? Do you like marriage? I don't feel like I can. I don't like marriage. No, 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 no. Sweet, I disappear. yet maybe, yet maybe, if you approached it in a good way, maybe you could end up having a girlfriend. But again, those things of calling on phone, you're supposed to check on her. How are you doing? I feel it makes me a mad person. Even if I have to check on someone in the morning, in the evening, when they're going to sleep, I feel like it is madness. You have nothing to talk about, and then you're calling them. Oh my! I also feel like that is really it doesn't add up. No, 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 no. So you see, the things that normal people are supposed to be doing to be in a relationship or to go for dates, I see them as abnormal. So if they are abnormal to me, then it means some of us are not meant to date. And I love my space. Initially, I used to love being around people, yeah, because I'm a blood group or, and people, one of my sisters told me people who are blood group or, they always want validation from other people. They want to be around people. But now me, now I got used more so when I started, when I came this side, and we came off grade. So now I feel like nah, 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 nah. I like my space, and I'm cool with my space. So maybe um, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? You can tell me what you think. But as of me, I think there's some people who are meant to be like that. Now I don't see myself. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. For the people who started with me, I think you know where we started from. But there are some people who just now, like me, the things that they take normal, I feel like they are abnormal. I don't feel like I'm supposed to check on a mature person every 10 minutes. And most of the relationship, people are supposed to be jealous. I'm not the jealousy type. There is one day among those girls I told you that I don't know whether I was dating or not dating or something like that. I told this girl she was going somewhere and they were moving at night. I don't like moving at night for some reasons. I don't like moving at night. So they were moving out, they were going to a club, and I told her, you're not supposed to go to a club. It's late. Why are you moving at night on border borders? And then she was like, nah, it's cool. Then they got an accident. When she came back, her hand here had peeled, the whole skin had peeled off. And of course, as a boyfriend, you're supposed to be there. Oh, baby, sorry. Whoa, 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 sorry. Let's go to the hospital. I didn't say anything. I said nothing. And then she called one of my sisters, like, I got an accident. And the son is, he doesn't care. He has not said anything. Why would I say anything when I told you moving at night is really crazy when you're moving on bikes? I feel like I talked to a mature person. So now, if you got in an accident, I don't think I should really get involved. And the other thing, again, the jealous guys, because most of the girls think if a guy is jealous, you're not supposed to move out putting on mini skirts or short skirts. I don't want to see you talk on the phone with other boys. Who are you talking to? They are like doing investigations on the girlfriend, Now me, I don't care. I don't care who you talk to. I don't care where you sleep. I don't care whether you're with me and then you go with someone. I don't care. So now, most of the people be like, if you're not jealousy for a person you're in love with, then that means you don't like them. So maybe then now, I don't know. Because I'm not the type who should be jealous of someone, If they decide to move out to do something with their, they want to go out with the boys and she's a girl and she's my girlfriend, I'm cool with it. Because in my head, I have this thing. They are mature enough to make their own decisions. So if you're mature enough, I'm not supposed to be protective of you. You chose me. So if you chose me and again you're going out with other boys, then I'm cool with it. And if you sleep with them, I'm cool with it. But if you sleep with them, don't come back. But I'm not the jealous which has to, keep up with too much security. I feel it's not right. Like, Sarah, I feel like it's not right. If someone likes you, they're supposed to stay. If they don't like, then they're supposed to go. You get the point? So me, everything that, is doctrinated to show like someone is in love with others, me, it doesn't. I don't consider it as per me. And because I'm not living on any one standard, I don't go with their standard. So me, what I take as the right thing is what is right to me. So because someone will not wake up early in the morning and tell me, Anderson, you're supposed to be jealous of someone for them to know that they love you. So if I do it, that would be pretense. And I don't want to be pretending. I don't want to be pretending. And I don't also like liars and lying. I say things the way they were. And I was told girls love to be lied to. Now me, I don't lie. So everything that is doctrinated to show that, you could fall in love or you could date, I take everything to be abnormal and I don't consider it. So you see, some people are not meant to date. Like me. And now, since I've been in all the three, I've noticed being alone is the best. I'm telling you, I've never lived the best life in my life than when I'm alone with my son, truthfully speaking. And even when you get someone, okay, if they come through and they come, maybe you're talking to them, and then you're like, you talk, let me say, they want to talk to you for like 30 minutes. And then I think I'm like, in 30 minutes, what is it that I've done? I would have made a video, for 20 minutes, So people like us, maybe, and the good thing is, sometimes it's very good to realize things about yourself, to know things about yourself, that when you get to know how to deal with them. So now, me, I know. I'll be very happy. I'll see someone and I talk, and they feel like, yeah. The next morning, no communication. Nothing. It's like nothing. I feel totally nothing. Because again, I feel it is crazy. So I told you guys, when you say I'm thinking about it, for the people who also think about it, people like me, if a girl says I'm going to think about it, I'm also going to think about it. Fine, I've told you now, because maybe it was the environment, the atmosphere, and the mood maybe I was in at that moment when I was asking you out. So now by the time it is tomorrow and you've told me to think about it and I'm also thinking about it and then I've thought about it and then I'm like, this won't work. By the time she's like, yes, but now me, I changed my mind. So you see, and that's not how things are supposed to work. So now all things, all the signs and symptoms of people not dating or even being in a relationship, I acquire all of them 100%. So now if I get to learn that about me, then why is it really that you have to push? You don't have to push. Just know. Just know. Be there and be like, nah, those things were not meant for me. And I'm cool with it. Now, again, that's also another problem. Have you seen people, they tell you're supposed to get married? And they're like, but I feel cool. I feel cool that I'm not married. I feel nice. I don't feel like I have to be, to be pushed around, do this. You're not supposed to, I've been there, even now. Someone calls you and they're like, have you cleaned the house? Did you eat food? I don't eat food as people eat food, by the way. I eat when I am hungry. I don't eat because I have to eat. So if someone asks me, have you eaten? I will tell them no. And even if you say no, I've not eaten, then they'll tell you, please, you go and eat. And you're telling a whole human being, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't ask her if she's eating. It is her life. She's supposed to know that people have to eat. Then I'm not supposed to say, good morning, how did you stay? Are you feeling okay? If she's not okay, then what are you going to do? People are just playing with emotions. Yeah. And now, since I've done research about relationships, yeah, the girls don't love us. I did a video, you should go watch it. It was a live, over 1 hour plus. So it is good to learn things about you. And when you learn things about you, then life will be very easy for you. Do you know why? Because now, let me see. This is, this name is very hard. Bisha. Can I join? Why do you want to join? Bisha. Bisha. That name is really, really, really hard. Bisha, what do you want to join? What do you want to join? Bashil Seguia. You want to join? The other group I was talking about. Yeah. You can join. I always put my number there. That's my WhatsApp number. I put it up there because for the year 2026, I want to create a community of people that are going to be supporting each other. We are not going to create, you're not going to be here, I come here, I talk to myself, then la 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 la. I want us to be supporting each other in different ways, yeah. Not like as in financially, no. But of course, we can talk about things that add value on us. That's what I want. It would be like a support system. I feel like maybe I should do that the year 2026. Today I was on TikTok. Let me tell you something, yeah? Today I was on TikTok as I was scrolling, and then I met people discussing me, Anderson. They were discussing me. Just a couple of hours ago, by the way, let me just share with you. Just a couple of hours ago, I met these people discussing me. And then they were saying that, they were saying that they were talking about people who have been on TV, mainstream media, and then, and they were saying a couple of the long time, bro, since WBS, how are you? Paul Wagwan, what's up? How you doing, Paul? Paul 452, Paul, what's up? How you doing? Long time since WBS. I've been here, by the way. I've been here. I came here. I'm always here every night. Even during daytime, I'm always here. So I found these people discussing me, and one of the guys was saying, as the analyst, yeah? The analyst, he was saying Anderson is always drunk 19 hours. He was saying Anderson is always drunk. That me, I'm always drunk 19 hours in 24 hours. I was like, oh my goodness. I went in the comment and I said, yes, I'm always drunk 19 hours in 24 hours. Then it was like, he could do good, as long as he could go back and do interviews with people. He was so good at that. You've seen the interview he did with Nalongo, Maggie, those are the kind of things he's supposed to do. Yeah. Imagine they were discussing me. And I've been staying with my son for 3 years. Yeah. I've been staying with my son for 3 years. I started staying with my son when he was 1 year. So I've been with him for 3 years. Now he is 4 years. And these guys have sat down discussing me, and they are saying I'm always drunk. And I'm like, okay, I admitted. I went in the group, I went in the comment section, and I said, yes, I'm always drunk 19 hours in 24 hours. But now tell me, guys, yeah? The person who is drunk has been with his son since he was 1 year. Now he is 4 years. I stay, me and my son, just the two of us, yeah? Just the two of us. He goes to school in a good school. He comes back. I cook for him. I do everything. I clean for him. I wash his uniform. I do everything for my son. And the people who are discussing me, they cannot even stay with their sons or kids or whoever because they are looking for greener pastures. Yeah. I felt really bad, but I'm cool with it. It is called social media, and it is TikTok. TikTok, TikTok is just TikTok. TikTok. They're just TikTok. Yeah. But I felt very bad, and I was like, that is really bad. But if I've survived to be with my son, and they're telling me basically what I can do all those things. Yes, I know. And then they were tarnishing the name, or they were putting me down, but at the same time trying to give me credit. Like, if he goes and does those interviews, all these other people, in the country doing those who'll be better than all of them, but now he has to learn. I don't want that. I did it. I did those things. Now I don't want to do them. Now this is what I want to do. And if they don't understand what I do, then they should go. You get the point? Because now someone is sitting and they're putting you down. It's not good to put people down, This is what I want to do. I did those interviews. I can still do them if I want, but I don't want them anymore. I did a video yesterday. And I told you why I went into isolation and I went into the village. I have my reasons, man. That's why when I had my sister was like, Anderson, you're supposed to get married. I don't want to get married. Why do you have to be concerned with my life? There are people who are meant not to get married. There are people meant to be in relationship or even on dates. They are people, it is their decision. Why do you have to come? And I always look at these parents who tell their kids, now you're done with school, you're supposed to get married. Maybe you love to get married. Some of us don't like to get married. We don't want to be dating. We don't want to be sleeping around. We just don't want. And then someone told me, Anderson, if you don't sleep around, you'll get sick. La, 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 la. That is bad. You have to have some sex. Who's sick? You have to have some. I don't want to also have sex. I don't want to date. I don't want even friends. I only want friends. The ones that I've gotten online, the friends who be here, and then we chat and we talk to them, like Paul, like Bashir, yeah? Those people are like, the people physically, these people are bad. They just want something from you. And as long as you cannot offer anything, then they will not be around you. So at the end of the day, they don't have value on you. So I'm like, why? So now these guys have sat down, they have a couple of people watching them, and then they are discussing me, and they're telling me what I'm supposed to do. If I can do that, but I don't want to do it, you're not supposed to force people to do things that they don't want to do. At one point, I was telling oh my goodness, it is really very bad for you. No, if someone doesn't want something, because me getting getting community respect, yeah, I don't want community respect. I don't want. Like people, you have to be high standard, and then people give you. I don't want people's respect. I don't want, as me. So why would someone tell me to do things to get for people to give me respect if I don't want the respect? So why would someone really be, you're supposed to date, you're supposed to get a girlfriend? They don't want. And it doesn't mean no one told you that if you move on the norms that they put up, that's how life is supposed to be. No, you're supposed to live. One day I think I was on Instagram, and then they asked this old lady, I think she was in her 70s, yeah? She was in her 70s, 80s. And then they asked her, do you have kids? And she was like, no, I don't have any kids. And the guy was surprised, the interviewer, he was like, why don't you have kids? Don't you like kids? And she was like, I like kids, but I don't want my own, because I feel like kids, there are a lot of stress, and I don't feel I like that stress. Then they're supposed to be dependent on me. I didn't want that. And the guy asked, "Are you happy?" She was like, "Oh my goodness, I am happy. I do what I want whenever I want to do it. I've been traveling." And she's like, "Now you're old. Who is going to take care of you?" He was like, "There are those homes. We'll go. I will go in those homes." So now someone is happy not having kids, and then another individual is coming in and is telling you, "Yo, you're supposed to get kids. You're not supposed. Hey, you know the responsibility that comes with having kids, because that means, because people want you to give birth, yeah, they want you to have kids, yeah, but it is not them who are going to take care of these kids or taking the responsibility. It is going to be you as an individual who has gotten the kids to take care of them, because you're not giving birth for the country to take care of your kids, or for your relatives or your judges to take care of these kids. It's supposed to be you. So if someone is telling me you're supposed to get about kids, no problem. Just give birth to your kids. We don't have any problem with you. Have your kids. We don't have any problem with it. I love kids, by the way. I love kids. If I had like 10 kids, I would be okay with it. Truthfully speaking, I love kids. But the things of getting married, the things of going to dates, the things of having sex, I don't want. And now, maybe when the chance comes in and then you're like, okay, let me try these things of dating. Maybe something is not right. And then this girl thinks the best thing she can offer is sex. And remember, I don't want to have sex, but now for you, you're coming in the picture and all you're thinking about, this guy wants to use me. Are you mad? That's why I told you girls, yeah, if you want to go into a sensible relationship and a guy comes vibing you, be straight, look at them in the eyes and tell them he's vibing, yeah, and he's sweet talking you, yeah. Look them in the eye and they're like, you want to have some sex, right? If you want to have some sex, no worries. You can have an appointment anytime you want. Call me up, then we'll have sex. If this guy is serious, yeah, of course, if you only want sex, he will make the appointment and book the room, and of course you will go and you guys maybe will have sex. Then immediately after having it, then ask them, do you still want me? So what is it that you want with me? You see, that would be very cool. But now, the whole country is confused. People are saying things that they are not meaning. That's why they are lying about. Be point blank. Get on the point. You get? Oh, you get what I'm saying? Now someone saying, Anderson, it's not good to use English on your podcast. You're supposed to use Luganda, because that's what people understand. Who said that I want them to understand me? Who said? I don't want them to understand me. Point blank. I want to use English. Simple. Because you think if I use Luganda, I'll easily make money. I don't want to make money, my brother. I want to be like this. So that's why it is very important for all of you guys who are here, yeah? Don't do things because people do them. Because when you get the consequences of the repercussions of what those people say, because they told everyone after school you're supposed to get married, so you get into this marriage and you don't feel like you're comfortable there, you're under people's instruction. When you get into marriage, then I hear you're supposed to be dependent on each other. You're supposed to how do they call it, to let the other person be. Now imagine you don't like people who snore in bed. Now you get this guy or this girl, and the girl or the guy can snore from morning to evening. And now you're supposed to how do they call it? Like, you're supposed to let it go, yeah? No. It is your life, man. It is your life that you're living. You're not living it for other people. So now, me, that's when I learn. I'm supposed to do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. So I'm not going to do things because the community say that's how things are supposed to be done. Nah. Because it is me living, and if I die, it is me dying, and I'm dying alone. So I do the things that feel right to me. So if people say they have to get married and that's how they are going to get community respect, some of the people don't need the community respect. They don't need it and they don't want it. Some people just don't want kids. You find a guy is like, man, I don't want to have kids. Those things, those small things, nah. They can be there and make noise. Today, as I was removing, I wash clothes. So as I was removing them, I was going to remove them, but I left them there. But I was going to remove them. Then I thought, oh no, when I was putting them on the wire, yeah. Then I thought about Tyler, and I was like, what if Tyler wasn't there? Now, for some reasons, I like Tyler, and I like being with him, my son. Yeah, why? There's the energy he brings in me. Yeah, because now you imagine I spend a lot of time alone. Yeah, like I can spend the whole month indoors, truthfully speaking. So now, what if he wasn't there? Oh my goodness, I think my life would be messed up. So sometimes when I have that small human being, yeah, there's a way I feel like he's just a partner. I'm not even his father. Though I have to be like the boss, yeah, I'm the boss. So sometimes even when he's sleeping, I wake up and I look at him like this. I'm like, I'm responsible for this small human being. And it's a beautiful thing. But now there are people who don't like kids. So you don't have to pastor them, have kids, and it's a must. All those things they are telling you, man, you're living your life. And if you're living your life, make sure you do the things that make you happy, man. Everyone lives their life. So make sure you live your life. Life is fucking short, man. You wake up early in the morning and you're dead. I've seen my friends die, man. And you imagine, you've died and all you've done was to go abroad and you're looking for greener pastures. You've worked until you die, and you've not even spent time with the people you love. I told you about the guy who was from Nigeria who went abroad, worked for 3 years, who was just working, having poor sleeping condition, poor accommodation, and was working, and saving all the money under his bed, his mattress, and then he died. And the police came and they found all that money there. So now what is it that you are living for? What are you living for, man? Life is so short. African life expectancy is 45 years, then you're dead. So now, why do you live other people's dreams? Because other people want to have kids, or people saying they're supposed to have kids, then you're supposed to be having kids. They're saying you're supposed to date, then you're going to date. Then they tell these women, if you go and get married, you're not supposed to leave. And then you're in this toxic relationship. The guy beats you, the guy cheats on you, the guy treats you like an asshole, and then you're still there. Live. It's your life, man. It's your life, and life is so short, man. So those things me people are saying, some of us, I don't take them. So that's, by the way, that is the topic we were talking about. Why? Some of us. Because now me, what everyone takes as normal when so it comes to dating, basically now me, I take it as not normal. There is no way you're going to tell me that I'm supposed to check up on a grown-up human person. And I'm supposed to check on her every time. I'm supposed to know how she's feeling. I have to know whether she's eating or not. A grown-up person, I'm not willing to take that responsibility. I have Tyler, who is young, and I have to make him eat food. Even him sometimes, when he does stupid things, like today, I think it was yesterday, we went with Tyler to cut his hair. So he was jumping far, and I told him, stop those things. So I was on our bike. So as he was jumping, he felt like he really felt bad, yeah? Like really, really bad, yeah? And blood came, yeah? He felt really, really bad. I was on my bike talking to my friend, the one who was here yesterday, Extreme Media. So he felt like really, really bad. Started crying. I did not move even a finger. Because I had told him, if you're jumping, you will fall. I didn't move a finger. I stayed on my phone. And guys looked at me and they laughed. And I was going to kick him. Why? Because we talked about it. I've told you there is a day again we were here and he was driving his car. You know his car, that red car. So now he was driving, but there is a hump like this, and there down you could fall like really serious. So I saw him up and I told him, Tyler, you're going to fall. And he refused. So he went down. His car flipped and it fell on him. I did not move. I stayed where I was and he was making noise. Yeah. I did not move again, not even a finger, because I had warned him. So I had warned him. So now what is it there to do? I think that he's a kid and he's supposed to be up. I warned him. So these things, you're living your life. I'm telling you guys, you are living your life and do things that make you happy. Simple. Because now, why would people even think that this is how this is supposed to be done. This is how this is supposed to be done. You're not supposed to do this. Now you're a grown-up person, man. Yeah? Born Vegas. Much respect, brother, 100%. Born Vegas. How you doing? Born Vegas. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Life is so short. Do things that make you happy. So imagine someone has sat down. He knows very well everyone needs money. I love money. Yeah. But now they are discussing me and they are saying I should go back, do the interviews, blah, 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 blah. I don't want. If I did them, I can still do them. I am connected, yes. But I now left that. I left it and I started something new. And I'm willing for the people who are willing to follow me on this journey. They come along. And if they don't want to, they have to leave. So the justification of how I'm supposed to do things, it is my life and I live my life and I'm not living for no one. So it is the same with you guys. Do the things that make you happy. Life is short. Born Vegas, life is short. You're going to do things that don't make you happy. You do things because people are doing it. You're not supposed to do that because the repercussions and the results and the consequences of your action directly affect you and not them. They will be there, in our clan, we don't have boys. You're supposed to give birth to more kids. You will face it when you're paying their school fees and tuition and you're supposed to be feeding them Monday to Monday, and then they are dependent on you for the rest of your life unless you want to run away. That's why some husbands run away. That's why we have a lot of single mothers, because they told these boys you're supposed to get married, you're supposed to have a wife, then community will give you respect. We don't need no respect for no one, man. We don't need no respect for no one. These guys, and I'm like, let me tell you, life. I noticed, I learned this thing, life is so short. So there are things that really don't move me. And by the time I did the other things and they worked, don't you think even this would work? Maybe give it time. I see streamers. Let me see who is streaming right now. I see streamers really do a good job, yeah? I see very many doing really a good job. I want to see who is live. Lil Bang TV is live, yeah? Lil Bang TV is live. They do their shit. Yeah. Okay. Now this one is done. They do their stuff. So now I'm done with these ones here. Yeah. I'm done with them. You see now, like this guy, he's doing his stuff. Like, I don't know whether he's Nigerian or I don't know if you can see very well. They are doing their stuff. We are past interviews, seriously speaking. I am past that. Yeah. Some people might not have realized I'm past the interviews. As of me, and that is me. So now I want people to watch me for me and not be dependent on other people. Because now if I brought who is the public figure, if I brought someone who is people look up to and then they want to hear his story, yeah, they will watch because of that person, but not because of me. So now I want to change the narrative. Hey, but each time I keep talking about different things, I forget the topic. That's why I even keep putting up for myself to see so that I don't get off topic. The topic was some of us are not meant to date. Some people are not meant to date. Some people are not meant to get married. And some people are not meant to give birth. Yeah. And that is how even God knows it. He's like, you will never get kids. And there are people who make it. I saw a woman. I don't know whether you guys saw a lady who went and removed her womb. And the reason she was giving, she was like, she doesn't want to get married. Like, she doesn't want to have kids. Do you remember that girl? She's a Ugandan, by the way. She went and removed her womb. And for other reasons, she's saying she feels she likes kids, yes, but she doesn't want to take responsibility of any kid who comes in from her. And then people were like, you're going to regret it. How can you remove your womb? Imagine, blah. That is your thinking. It is not hers. For her, she feels like she doesn't want to have kids. Simple. She went, removed her womb. So now people like me, I don't want to have sex, I don't want to date, I don't want to be in a relationship. I just want to be me and my son. And then I do these things I'm doing. So someone will not come and dictate my life. No one is supposed to dictate your life. That someone comes and is like, Anderson, you're supposed to get kids, you're supposed to get a wife, you're supposed to do this. No, if we feel like we don't want to do it, then do I do it doing it because I'm living my life, And if you're living your life, whatever happens with your life, it is you who is going to face the consequences for your actions. So now, if I'm to face the consequences of not doing the things that I'm supposed to do because you think that's where the money is, I don't want to do that. And then someone was like, hey, there are people, I don't know why people are being so, how should I call it? They see, everyone wants everyone to see things the way they see them. Yeah? You get my point? That for you, what you feel is right, that is what's supposed to be right. Who said that? What you take as right could be wrong to someone else. So people want to go abroad to make money. Yeah, that is true. It is a beautiful thing. It's a nice thing. I would advise anyone, if you want to go for greener pastures, it's okay. Get a plan, get a visa, get a ticket, get your passport, go work. Now, a person like me, I am not willing to go abroad to work for anyone. As of me, that's what I want. As of me, because I know I'm not that strong. I've never done those serious jobs in my life. So why should I start now because someone has told me? That's why some people try out things and they don't work out because they saw someone do it and then they're supposed to do it. Then they think that's how, because they see like people say that's how things are supposed to be. Then you also go do the same things because of someone else. People want to go abroad, have gone. I don't want to go. Me, I want to be with my son. If you being without your children, you not staying with your wife, you leaving your parents, and you go out there to work and you feel being in America is the dream. That is as of you, not as of me. Me going to America, I don't have an American dream. I have an African dream, boss. I have an American dream. If I'm going to visit, I can go to visit France, but as of me, I cannot go abroad to work for someone. Because even just showing, let me tell you, the time I worked on TV, just living and I used to work, I started by working only 30 minutes a day. In 24 hours, I could only work 30 minutes. But I could leave my bed to go to work, to just talk on TV for 30 minutes, and I would be loving to go back to my place. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time. I feel like I want to go back to my place. Is it being lazy? I don't know. But that's what I basically want to do. So why would someone come and dictate your life and they're like, this is how you're supposed to be doing things? No. People's values really valley. So you cannot. You're supposed to live your life, man. You're supposed to live your life, and life is so short. Our lifespan is 45, man. 45 is little, man. And then you're dead and gone, man. So now you're not supposed to do things because other people do them. No. Do what makes you happy. That's why sometimes when I see girls, parading their bodies on social media and then they may be selling themselves, I cannot sit down and I judge them. Why? Because they've taken a choice. They have choices. Even God himself, he gave us everything, but only one thing God left with us, or you can call him a creator. He left us with a wheel of choice. We choose. Right now, me, I don't move at night. Yeah, I don't move at night. I don't like moving at night. No matter whether it's in the car or I just don't like moving at night. But of course, when it is really there, then I can move. Yeah, if it's really important. But now, someone cannot come and then I start judging someone because they sell their body. They have choices already. They have choices, but that's what they choose. So why you judge them? You're not supposed to judge people because of what they are doing with their life, because that's what basically they want. That's what they want with their life. So why come and then judge them? You're not supposed to judge them, man. That's what you chose that and they chose this. I don't even, I go out there. It is a good thing and I wouldn't say it is a very bad thing. But I don't see myself, I don't see myself leave my son, go abroad to work for him and he stays with someone I don't know, even if I know them. I don't feel I can take that. As of me, someone else is willing, because you feel like you're going to be working for them and you feel like the best thing you can do is to leave the country and go work abroad, and then you give them money, you provide for them, and you feel that's what you can do. Do that. Me, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to go work for someone else because, I have my reasons, but the people who do it, it is okay. It is okay. Let me tell you, me, I've always advocated do what you feel like you want to do because life is so short. You're going to die. You are going to die. So what is it you're supposed to do? Do the things that make you happy. If using 10, because if the lifespan is 45 and you decide to go abroad and spend 15 years, that is cool with you. That is a choice. You have a choice to choose to do the things that you feel like you want to do. So don't think like what you think is the right thing for everyone to do. No. Someone wakes up early in the morning and then they feel like, I was born in the wrong body. I'm a man, but I feel I'm a woman. Yeah, that is them. Don't sit there and then start judging them and they're like, no, you're not supposed to think like that. You're a man and you're not supposed to be a woman. No, that's what they feel. That's what they want to do. Leave them as long as they're in no way affecting your life and not, interfering with you. Let them be. That's what they feel like. So if they're like, because now I saw another lady, she was a she, then turned to a he, and it was a transgender. He has transitioned, and then now he's having beards, he's having a deep voice, and then he's like, as before I transitioned from a female to male, I thought the things that I didn't know was that my girlfriends I used to have to be with and stay with, that they would change, and then they would take me as a guy. And then I didn't know that being a man has a lot of responsibility, that you're the one supposed to take care of stuff. And she's like, I didn't know. But now she's having even breasts. I didn't know. So as I told you, that the results and the repercussions and the consequences of your actions affects directly you. So don't judge people with what they do with their lives. If they choose to do whatever, let them be. It is their life. It is their life. They are living to their fullest. And now you're coming and judging them for who they are. I wonder those parents who come up and they tell their kids they're supposed to get married. If for you failed with your marriage, don't tell others to also join you, man. Some of us are not meant to date. Yes. For the people who put up their comments, I really love your comments. Thank you very much. For the people who put up their comments, thank you very much. I love you. But of course, I'm always here, yeah? I'm always here and we talk about different things. And of course, the things that I always talk about, they are things that impact us, that things that add value to us. I'm not going to talk about things that don't add value to us. So if you're there and you're watching and you want to do something with your life, not even your parents should change that, because your parents lived their lives and you're living your life. You're not living anyone's life. That's why when you get married and here you're supposed to, no. You're living your life and you live once. So if you are a man and turning to be a woman, that's what makes you happy, do that. If you're there and feel like you want to cut off one of your arms and it makes you happy, cut it off. No one is blaming you. Enjoy your life. But remember, as I told you, you're supposed to face the consequences, the results, and the repercussions of whatever of your actions, you yourself as an individual. So now if someone, by the way, how we ended up here, I saw there was people talking about me and then they are telling me what I'm supposed to do with my life. I choose what I do with my life. Not even my parents. Oh my goodness. Now a person like me, I told you I'm not answerable to no human being. I'm not answerable to no human being in this world. Not even, I'm not answerable. I'm only on this earth, planet earth. I'm not answerable to anyone. Some of you have your parents, you have your mothers, you have your brothers, you have people you get ashamed for. I have none. I do what I want whenever I want to do it. It is only one person who is responsible for me, but of course I'm the boss. Yeah, that is Tyler. Tyler could be the reason. I could be answerable directly or indirectly answerable to Tyler, but even Tyler, I'm the boss. He's 4, I'm the dad. So again, Still again, I'm the boss, so I'm not again answerable because I'm the dad. Yeah, you get the point. So if I'm not answerable to no human being, and you have someone, they always say it is always very bad to to have to not have someone you get ashamed for. So for a start, of course, I'm not answerable to anyone. Number one, and I don't have anyone I can get ashamed for. But it doesn't mean that I should do stupid, bad things. No, I don't do them given the fact that I'm not answerable to anyone. I can do anything I want on this planet Earth and no one will give a shit. I'm telling you, no one. For you, you're there. And then, you have your parents. What would your mama say, your daddy say, your uncles and your relatives? I have none. So I'm more dangerous than the I'm more dangerous than the python. So such kind of people. And then someone sits down there and then they're trying to discuss you. I'm telling you, I'm not answerable. There are a few people, yeah, who are not answerable to no one on planet. Because everyone has someone, they are answerable to. When they're doing some crazy, stupid things, they're like, how would this someone take it? How would this someone take it? I have none of that. I'm not answerable to no one. Yeah, but still, I do the things that I feel are right. Because you imagine, I can decide to move out and I can move out. Even when we were young, when we didn't have parents, we never used to go to club and sleep in the clubs and stay in the clubs till morning. Never. That's how we grew up. That's how we grew up. We grew up in a born-again Christian family. So we had principles. There are things I can do and there are things I cannot do. So if you grew up, now there are people who love really like having sex so much, yeah, which is a cool thing. But now me, I don't feel like having a lot of sex will add value on me. So you cannot tell me like going and sleeping with one girl with another that makes you more special. No, that is bullshit. That is bullshit. Even if you're not answerable to no one, why would you go sleeping around with everyone? Why? So if I'm not answerable to no one, but still I be disciplined, yeah. Each time, by the way, look at this, and then I have to remind ourselves on the topic that we are having today, which is some of us are not meant today. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. Some of us are not meant. Even some of you are not meant to have kids. Some of you are not even meant to be parents. Some of you are not even meant to be dads. And because they put up that thing that you're supposed to have kids, then you have kids with people, and then you drop them and you run away. And then when these kids have grown up, then you have to get into their lives. How dense is that? Because the community told you that having kids will make you more special. It is your life. You're living your life. So why would you really impregnate someone's daughter and then you leave them because the community told you you're supposed to have kids and not taking care of these kids? Isn't that really concerning? So I do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. But do what you want to do when you want to do it. Life is so short, man. Life is so short and we live only once. So don't do things because the community has to do them, or that's how they indoctrinated you. You do the things that make you happy. Don't let someone dictate your life, man. Me, as of me, I don't want to have sex. Yes, I don't want to have sex. Number one, I don't want to go to the dating and being in a relationship. I feel like I just want to have my time with my son. And, anytime, if God has given me enough time and I've been with him and he decides to take me anytime he wants to take me, I'll die a cool person. I'll die a happy person. I'm telling you the truth. I'll die a happy person. Why? Because I've basically done the things that I want. So you cannot dictate that this is how happiness is supposed to be. Who say? There are people who are like, if you don't drink, then you've not experienced life. If you don't sleep around, then you've not experienced life. That is how you experience life, you as an individual. But that's not the stick yard of another person to be happy, man. Everyone is happy in their own way. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Whenever I say that, then my son has to say, yeah. So I'm very sure he's sleeping. So I don't know if you guys get my point. Yeah. I don't know if you get my point. The point. Yeah, I'm super excited. Of course, each time I come through and then we talk about different things. Yeah, we do this almost every day. So if you love the video, you can go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button. That this time we come to amount of people to be watching. Yeah. I'm super happy, super excited that each time I come through, at least a couple of people come through. We're gonna be doing this every day, same time, same place, every day. Yeah. So most of the time I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. It doesn't matter where you are watching and from. Yeah. So, since I'm done messing up this place, I think I want to go to TikTok. Yeah, I use Anderson Luz. I want to go to TikTok and I do some disorganization there. I feel like I want to disorganize something. I want to go there, disorganize, because today is a Saturday. Today is a Saturday, so tomorrow no school. No waking up very early in the morning, so Tyler is not going to school. So that means I can do my live streams still morning. And I'm going to do basically that exactly. I'm going to switch on my phone and I'm going to go there. Yeah. I'm going to go on TikTok for the lovers of TikTok, yeah. I'm going to go there. I do some live stream. Yeah. I do some live stream. We talk there, but I'm more of a person of YouTube. I'm more of a YouTuber, by the way, than I'm more of a YouTuber. I'm more of a YouTuber than a TikToker. Yeah, so that's why I take time not to put up my work day. So I'm going to go there. I be there for a while, then I come through. I hope you guys are going to follow me. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're calling it a wrap. Yes, boss, thank you everyone who has been here. I've told you good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night for some of you. For the people who have loved the content, you can go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button so that each time I come through, you're among the first people be